All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Fernando Rodriguez. I am one of the assistant professors in the engineering program. I've taught a few of the master's courses as well as the capstone course for undergrads, and we're here to show off Echo of the Last Light. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and check out the trailer. Wait for that trailer. There it is. We're back. That was Echo of the Last Light, and here I am on the couch with Fat Bear Society, a couple of the members of the development team. Welcome, everybody. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, everybody. I'm Gerardo. I am one of the level and game designers on Echo of the Last Light.
And I'm Gemma. I'm one of the designers on Echo of the Last Light.
And my name is Ian. I'm one of the artists here on Echo Last Light.
Awesome. All right. So why don't you start by telling us what we just saw? What is Echo of the Last Light?
Who wants to start?
Oh.
Go ahead.
So Echo of the Last Light, is an action adventure platforming game where we have these kind of combat and narrative elements as well with puzzles. So it has a little bit of kind of action and adventure mixed into everything. And you have your main character is kind of this moth character, and the kind of the core of the game is you have this companion that you've discovered and you're aiding throughout this world, and you're kind of working together to fight monsters and solve puzzles together.
We tried to really lean into the stylized art here with a really various, like look at the bright colors here. We got and our narrative with our moth-like human creatures really makes for a fun, immersive environment.
Awesome. Yeah. No, I got to play it a little bit earlier, and it looks great. It plays great. So, what was the original inspiration behind the idea? How did you decide to come up with this?
We kind of united as a team under certain pillars, and we wanted a game that had a companion AI that had like a progressive relationship and that you would build a bond with. And from there, we played around with a lot of different themes that we liked. There were some wild themes at the beginning. We all kind of pitched our own ideas. We had design sessions. And then one day, I don't remember how it came about, but we had like this moth girl concept, and we're like, but what if they're moths? And what if this moth finds a creature? And so I don't know, it just kind of evolved organically. We collaborated as a team to brainstorm different ideas, and this is one that stuck. And we like the art style, and Ian did a great job with our main characters. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it makes sense. Moths are attracted to light. And your story is all about that, right?
Yeah.
So we're seeing a little bit of combat here right now. So what was how did you all come up with the system? How does the companion play into combat?
So we wanted them to kind of be not burden like they are in some games, or like escort quests. So they have a lot of autonomy to themselves in the way it was designed. So they kind of attack their own targets without us telling them to do. But we also have the option if we want them to focus to attack, and they can change to other enemies and things like that. So they'll do their own thing, like they'll follow you or they'll wander off if you're kind of idling. So it feels a little bit more alive with them kind of doing their own thing sometimes.
There he goes. He'll be back. He's got wings.
Yeah, and so that was the fun part. It was also a challenge balancing combat, the puzzles, and then also narratively, because those were our main pillars were combat, puzzles, and narrative that we worked together. And like Gemma and Ian said, we're very collaborative about the whole process of everyone kind of gave ideas and we went different directions until we kind of started focusing on this more and more.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, so we just saw a bit of a puzzle there where you had to get the companion to stand on a switch, right? What are other kinds of puzzles in the game?
Well, Gerardo and I brainstormed the core puzzle elements. Gerardo then kind of like was our main puzzle guy, designer. So he did design some really cool puzzles. Gerardo, like, if you want to talk about those, they're awesome.
Yeah, so we try to incorporate that bubble ability that our companion has, and the most of it is kind of containing these pressure plates that you stand on, and to use the environment. And there's certain places that our character, we call him Chonky Boy, can get into, and there's places that you can get into. So platforming is something the player can do, and then there's some like nook and crannies that you can't get into, but the Chonky Boy could. So this is a perfect example where they break this rock, and you can't go in there because there's a pressure plate, but they can fit in there, and then they stand on it, and then you would stand on their pressure plate. And so most of the puzzles are a variation of that, and kind of using the environment and breaking up kind of the pacing of the game of like combat and then puzzles after the combat. That way you can kind of like get that moment of breathe after you've done that, and try to figure out solving those things. So that's the pacing of the game for the most part.
Very nice. Yeah, despite being a Chonky Boy, they're able to get through those small cracks. And also, Chonky Boy, trademark of Fat Bear Society, LLC, right?
Yeah, we need to get on that.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, so what were some of like the big challenges you had to overcome when you were developing Echo of the Last Light?
From the art side of things, we don't have a tech artist on our team initially, so that was a really big challenge.
Exciting.
So having to make a character that was, or make characters and assets that we could easily implement in game without the need of a specialized person on that was a challenge for us to iterate around.
Yeah, we were kind of afraid that the art wouldn't, the art was something that we thought would be a challenge, but I feel like the game turned out very beautiful. So like all the artists on the team who joined did a great job, and like some people who were designers or had other roles tried to collaborate with artists and enhance that and help however they could.
What you're really not getting from this is the audio, which is really nice. Layered music and the narration over the cinematics are really nice too.
Yeah, no, I like I said, I played it earlier, and the voice acting is wonderful. That was in collaboration with the Berkeley School, right?
Yeah.
As well as the music as well. And yeah, I love I noticed that the music adapts to the environment. If you're sort of just walking around, it's nice and chill, and then an enemy shows up and the music explodes, and that's really cool. Yeah. So what are some things you're excited about for people to discover when they play Echo of the Last Light?
For me, I'm very excited for them to see the story, because it's not just a random Chonky Boy who's following you. There's a reason for it. So really think about how we wanted the levels to progress to support narrative, but also narrative to support the gameplay and everything, and have like an interesting explanation for why we were with this little creature that doesn't resemble us. And the story is, it tries to push you a little bit out of your comfort zone with a decision at the end. Because there's kind of like this ethical question that comes up.
Oh, wow.
And we have a little branch, so you can choose your ending, and the easiest one's. Yeah, so I love the narrative, I love the game, but I'm very happy with the.
Yeah, that's
the
good to hear.
narrative.
I didn't. Oh wow, yes. Is there anything else you wanna highlight about the game?
Mentioned the we have right now is fantastic. The new build that we do have on is very much updated. Really great. Kudos more to the artists and our whole team that worked very hard on this project.
Yeah, honestly, this video is not doing it justice. Definitely go download and play it today.
Yeah. So if those of you watching, if you think this looks amazing, just check out the Steam version, because it looks leagues higher than this. It's fantastic. Yeah, this is super fun. So yeah, so we can find the game on Steam, right? Echo of the Last Light. Are there any final shout outs you wanna get out there?
Well, just Fat Bear Society forever, obviously.
Yes, I like that. Fat Bear Society forever. All right. Yeah. So great work. To the three of you, also to the rest of your team. You all did a fantastic job with this game, and yeah, I'm looking forward to playing the full thing.
Awesome.
It looks like we have 5 minutes left, if I'm reading that correctly. But maybe we'll be able to cut it a little bit early. Okay, all right. We'll go and just break it off here. Thank you again to Fat Bear Society, Ian, Gemma, Gerardo, and we'll just go ahead and cut it to the next game.
Cool.
And coming up next, we have Your Average Bear.